What's up, video gaming soccer world? This is Jet coming to you from Austin, Texas, United States of America. Today's going to be a little bit of a split. I'm going to talk about Pro Evo a little bit more. I've had a few refreshing experiences since I made my video cast a few days ago, and I also picked up FIFA about 48 hours ago as well. Again, it feels weird that I am speaking to you all mostly in Europe, and most of you don't have the games yet, but tomorrow's the big day, I believe, for both titles for you. Let me dive into Pro Evo, finish that up. I got a lot of tips and advice on people who I guess had played it, pointed out some things to me that I'd overlooked, like all the assisted settings on passing and shooting and all that, and it has made a difference. Score lines were still a little high for the most part after my video cast, and then last night I thought, you know what, I'm going to slow this down. It feels a little fast to me, so I actually put it on -2 and played about 3 or 4 matches. The game speed at -2. Play about 3 or 4 matches. It still feels quicker than FIFA 12 at the -2 speed, but the score lines were much more believable. I think I got beat once 1-0. I won one 1-0. And I think one was like a 1-1 tie, and then the other one was a 0-0, a 0-0 tie. So for me, in my own personal experience, putting the game speed at -2, it's not quite as breakneck speed, and I'm getting more realistic score lines. I'm not scoring as much, so I don't know if the AI, the way the software is written, if the AI on normal speed and the faster speeds just has a hard time coordinating itself, especially on defense, keeping up with play, if you will. But for me, the -2 setting was impacted the score lines. I wasn't expecting it to impact the score lines, but it did, and I played 4 matches to make sure it wasn't fluky, and it played better for me. That's just my own taste. Goalkeepers are still horrible, terrible, especially compared to FIFA's keepers. But again, the goalkeepers are what they are, and they've been that way on next gen. They're not going to ruin the game. I do believe what I've experienced in the first 3 days of playing Pro Evo, that this is going to be a game that we can play for a few months and not get burnt out. I feel like it's fresh, unique. Everything I said on Monday or Tuesday still holds true. And I'm a little happier today, a little less fearful today of the score lines than I was back then. And I also have it on good authority that Konami are aware that the game is a little bit open, and there may be, I've just heard it's a rumor, and there may be a patch to kind of settle that down by tweaking some of the values. But other than that, so far so good. Now let me talk about FIFA real quick. I picked up FIFA the same day that I picked up Pro, but I played Pro first. And I've not played FIFA as much as Pro. And I have to say, EA Sports, when they announced that they were going to add this feature and that feature and this and that, yada yada yada, I was really expecting the worst, and I am pleasantly surprised with FIFA. For me, based on 2 days of play, this is the best FIFA version that I've ever played. It still lacks the fun factor that Pro Evo has. It's not quite as fun, but it is more compared to previous FIFAs. It is more methodical. It is more varied. It has more variety. Well done, EA. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything from this title this year because of all the new additions, and I just felt like there was enough that they had to work on from FIFA 11. So it does play well. Right now I'm having more fun. I'm enjoying Pro Evo more, but the FIFA game is it is a good game. It's a good title. In other words, if there was no Konami and there was not a Pro Evo and this was the game we had to play, the FIFA, I would be satisfied. Again, not quite as fun as Pro Evo at this point, 3 days into it, but still a fun. It's not as fun. It's more methodical in its approach. It has more variety in games and teams and individuals than games of past, FIFA games of past. Still not to the level Pro Evo has captured over the years, but an improvement. The close control, precision dribbling, and the defensive system, to me they work. I believe it's much easier to dribble in traffic, to move around the midfield when you got a couple defenders around you. It's a lot harder to stick to a man when you're playing defense, an AI man on the ball. But I could see by game 3 or 4 I was already improving in that area. So I think this is really kind of what us soccer football fans have been waiting for. And that was 2 games that are really quality, standing on their own leg. Now, obviously, the debate will be all year which game is better. Fanboys will like this, fanboys will like that. I've never been of that mindset. I just always wanted 1 or 2 great games. And not necessarily great yet for either title, but big step forwards, huge improvements. And they're definitely going to offer us a lot more play. Again, this is day 3. A lot more play than both titles offered last year. I barely played them after October and November of last year. So it is refreshing. My only frustration is, I've got a business, a family, and I was kind of hoping both titles would be horrible this year so I wouldn't have to make time to play video games, but that's not the case. Both these games will definitely have my attention for a while. And again, I may come back in a month with a totally different opinion. I reserve that right. But first week, both titles are excellent. One thing that FIFA needs to improve upon, they need to add more to the layers of variety in gaming experiences from one game to the next, especially when you're versing the AI, playing the AI. My son says versing. I tell him it's not a word, but he always says it's versing. So they need to add some more layers of variety, some individualism, team identities, etc. They also still kind of have that superfoot thing going on, whereas if you get too close to the box and you have the man on the ball, the AI defender will just stick his superfoot in there and dislodge the ball. And they need to dial that down a little bit, either this year with a patch, probably not, but in the next effort. I really have goalkeepers in FIFA compared to Pro Evo. Goalkeepers are much better. The fun factor for me is a little higher in Pro Evo. Graphics, I give the edge to FIFA, especially on the wide cameras. Look just a little less photorealistic, a little more photorealistic than Pro Evo. But Pro Evo graphics are good. They're just not quite as good as FIFA's. And both games have great looking pitches, great ambience in the stadiums when you're playing matches. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know how I missed this, because I check Winning 11 blog every day of the year. And Pro Evo has the Portuguese league this year, and I'm not sure how I did not know that until I brought the game home. So it's one more league, and if they would just bring an unlicensed Bundesliga back, damn it, that would be excellent for next year. Unlicensed Bundesliga, please. Or a licensed one, even better. But so guys, these are good days for us. Whether you love FIFA, Pro, I think you can play either game, enjoy the strengths of said game, and I think both games have taken huge steps to being more of a true and accurate representation of world football. So as it stands now, these are very optimistic and hopeful days. And hopefully with these patches that both companies will be issuing in the future, they don't break the game or ruin the game, they just enhance it and make it even better. Alright guys, sorry my energy's a little low, got some kiddos asleep in the back trying to keep my voice down, but don't let that suggest that I'm not fired up, because I am. It's been a good week, and this is what we've all been waiting for a long time. A true competition, 2 quality games. When you get bored with one, you can throw in the other, and you're not going to take a step back with either game. Both games are good. So congratulations to Katami. Keep your foot on the gas. Keep driving forward. FIFA, EA Sports, congratulations. You accomplished something I didn't think you would with all the new additions this year. All right, guys. Peace.